I mean, that is an ongoing process, right? I hope I'm up to date in this. But my understanding is that things are being gradually relaxed. And over time, once our reserves get to a point where we have a buffer, a significant buffer, then there is a case for further liberalization. But my instinct would be to go cautiously, as we have done with the import restrictions. I think on the exchange control regulations as well, while the eventual goal should be to open up as much as possible, because there is empirical evidence that the more open you are to the flow of capital in and out, the more it comes in. But I think we need to make sure that our platform, our foundation is strong enough to be able to take any sudden shifts in the direction of flows. Because I must say, I have never been that keen on portfolio investment in rupee securities, I must say, because in the first 6 months I was in the central bank, one party took out over $1 billion. They had a very strong position in Sri Lanka, I think a couple of billion if I'm not mistaken. And then in the first 6 months I was in the central bank, they took out $1 billion. Now our daily volume of FX transactions is about 50 million. So you can imagine, STG at the time, the governor had to manage that. How to manage this massive outflow, without it totally disrupting the system. So he somehow got us through it. But we had to feed some money into the market, and we lost some reserves doing that. So I personally, I think that now the limit is 5%, I think, right? It went up to 12.5%, but it was brought down to 5%.
Exposure is only 0.2%.
It's now exposure is only 0.2%. So I think that's a good place to be, for me anyway. Not only that, not only does it cause management of the exchange rate becomes problematic because of the volatility of such footloose flows, also it can affect monetary policy. I remember in 2018, I think, we were about to change the monetary policy cycle to move to a more relaxed monetary policy, but we had to delay it a few months because the Fed was raising rates. And we still had quite a lot of hot money, portfolio money in our rupee securities. So if we had reduced the differential between the domestic interest rates and the risk-free US Treasury rates, we would have had some instability possibly. So autonomous monetary policy can be compromised, and the kind of volatility of such flows can mess up your exchange rate as well. So we need to be careful on that. And the governor says it's only not, the current exposure is minimal, so that's fine.